The Chicago Bears wrapped up another day of mandatory minicamp, and there are a lot of wacky plays being practiced today. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears offseason update video. The Bears ended mandatory minicamp today. They have another week of minicamp next week, but that seems like it's going to be more voluntary. I do expect a lot of the younger players to participate, including Caleb Williams, because they definitely do need this practice. But talking about practice today, guys, it seems like a lot of trick plays are being practiced at the end of the day today. Now, Ben Johnson did say they're not going to do this every single day. Obviously, it's more of just like a once in a while thing where they want to see who's capable of catching these trick plays, which offensive lineman can be the next Dan Skipper for Ben Johnson in this offense, which, you know, quarterbacks could maybe be on the receiving end of some touchdown passes, which running backs could be throwing passes. Like, Ben Johnson is a very creative person, so you can expect that there are going to be some trick plays being used at certain points this year. Now, you can only use the trick plays if the regular plays work, so, you know, hopefully that does happen. But I do like that they're practicing some of these trick plays already because, you know, I do think they're going to be used at some point in the season. I'll put the video on the screen right now of some of the offensive linemen catching passes, but Darnell Wright definitely had the catch of the day. He had a one-handed grab, which this is pretty damn impressive, okay? For being an offensive lineman, for being that big to still get up there and get that catch with one hand. I mean, I think you could see Darnell Wright potentially at some point this season being targeted in the end zone when he does have the hands like this. I mean, the big boy can do it all. I'll also put the video of the other offensive linemen catching passes, running routes right now. But yeah, guys, it's one of those things, again, where it's not going to be brought out every single game, you know, but you still got to practice these things for when you do bring them out because they can end up being game-changing plays. I mean, nobody's going to really expect Darnell Wright or any of the other offensive linemen to line up and catch a touchdown pass. And if they practiced it enough, there's a possibility of this succeeding as a play, as a trick play. We saw in 2018, first year of Matt Nagy, a lot of these trick plays worked and they made that season so damn entertaining. I mean, Bradley Sowell catching that touchdown pass, Akeem Hicks, you know, getting that touchdown run in the end zone, Anthony Miller catching a pass from Tariq Cohen. These trick plays, they happened honestly pretty frequently in 2018 only because our regular plays, our basic plays were working as well. But when they do end up working and you get the trick plays too, it just makes for a very, very fun and very exciting offense. So all the offensive linemen ran routes. The quarterbacks also ran some routes. Caleb Williams had a receiving touchdown. According to Ben Johnson, Case Keenum had a behind the back catch, which nobody got on camera, unfortunately, but that seems like it was probably a pretty cool play. And, you know, overall, they were just practicing a lot of wacky different things in practice today. And I know some people may say, you know, you should be practicing on the basics, the fundamentals first, but they do that as well, okay? This was just something they did at the end of one practice. They're not practicing these trick plays every single day. Ben Johnson even said, like, they're not going to do this every single day. It's more of just to see who has the ability, the potential to be on the receiving end of these trick plays, or, you know, who has the ability to throw the touchdown passes. If it is a running back or somebody else, you know, who can actually do that. So, you know, again, this is something that Ben Johnson's bringing to the Chicago Bears. It's something that Matt Eberflus definitely could not even dream of doing because he was an old school defensive mind. But getting a young, innovative offensive mind to Ben Johnson, it's already showing up in the excitement levels in practice. Going to the other reports from practice, talking about what else happened. So according to Zach Pearson, he said that as OTAs finished up today, the Bears did more situational work with 2-minute situations. And today we saw practice start with Caleb Williams hitting DJ Moore for a touchdown. On the 2-minute drill, though, Williams threw an interception as Tyreek Stevenson picked him off. Williams rolled out facing pressure and threw it across his body. Would have been a sack possibly as well. Keenum led a nice situational drill as well, throwing a touchdown. And then more on Caleb Williams. He said that Caleb Williams made a few really nice throws on the run in the first situational drill of the day, hitting Roma Dunze and Cole Kmet. Both throws were an example of what the QB can do on the run, finding his target. So some good and some bad from Caleb today. It's going to be a work in progress. I don't expect him to be perfect every single practice, especially at the beginning while they're installing this brand new offense. It seems like yesterday he had a pretty good 2-minute drill. Today, not so much. Tyreek Stevenson picked him off, and Speaking of Tyreek, man, I mean, it would be fantastic if he can have a comeback type of season. He had a very poor sophomore season, but his rookie season, he showed a lot of flashes of potential. So hopefully Dennis Allen can get the most out of Tyreek and put him in a better mindset, you know, kind of calm him down from what happened last year in the Hail Mary, because I feel like that kind of ruined Tyreek Stevens' whole season. Like, that was on his mind probably every single game, and it just showed up in his play as well, where he was not playing nearly as confidently as he was in his rookie season. So if Tyreek can be a better version of himself this year, that's going to be a fantastic thing for the Chicago Bears defense. But getting back to Caleb, guys, again, he does some things that other quarterbacks simply cannot on the move, throwing on the run. But again, he has to kind of learn to take his layups too, learn to not do too much, learn to throw the ball away when nothing is there, and not take so many sacks. And his deep accuracy has to improve as well. But there's just so much potential in Caleb, which with a very good offensive mind in Ben Johnson, I do fully expect that potential to be unlocked this year. And, you know, it seems like he hit Odunze and Kmet today in practice, which I love to see these guys get involved. Cole Kmet, a lot of people think is going to take a backseat now because of the Colson Loveland pick, which could be true, you know, later on this season. But at least at the beginning, I still expect Cole Kmet to have a big role in this offense. And Odunze was drafted so high last year where, like, you know, he's going to be a big part of the offense as well. The Bears have so many playmakers where every single practice, it could be a different playmaker going off, and that's going to continue in the games as well. You don't really know who to game plan for because all of these guys, all of these playmakers can beat you in every area of the field. Now, at the end of practice today, Ben Johnson was talked about which players have stood out so far in practice to him, and on the defensive side, he highlighted Dominic Robinson and Ruben Hippolyte as defensive players who stood out. And on the offensive side, he highlighted tight end Joel Wilson and running back Kyle Monangai. Now, talking about the defense first, specifically Ruben Hippolyte, if he's already having great practices, this is a good sign because a lot of Bears fans, including myself, did not like this pick whatsoever. A lot of people did not even know who Ruben Hippolyte was. And we were hoping that Ryan Poles and this Bears defensive staff saw something in him that, you know, the rest of us simply did not. And who knows, guys, maybe that potential could be unlocked. He is an athletic freak. He tested really well in every single athletic test that he did. He can fly up and down the field. He just did not have, you know, a whole lot of production in college football and had some, you know, question marks in terms of being a little bit of a raw football player. But if the Bears can coach him up and if he can continue having a good training camp, you know, good practices, then who knows, maybe he could make somewhat of an impact in his rookie year, at least on special teams, you know, at the very least. And going to the offense, it's interesting that Kyle Monangai is also having a pretty good practice period so far. I made a video about him yesterday and some of the good plays he made yesterday if you want to check that out. But being a 7th round pick, you would think he would not get that many opportunities, but the Bears running back rotation right now is wide open. Anybody can crack this rotation because, like Ben Johnson said, there is no depth chart at this point in time. Where you got drafted really does not matter at this point in time. So if Monangai keeps on having, you know, good practices, good training camp, he could also get a lot of shares of this running back rotation in 2025. But leave your comments down below, guys. What do you guys think about practice updates today? The Bears also have practice next week, but unfortunately, I won't be able to make any videos next week because I will be in Europe. But as soon as I return, I'll be having a lot more videos out for you guys. Leave your comments down below. As always, bear down.